Alright, we're at 200 Garfield Street in Middletown, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We are going through a clean out outside in the front by the front wall, and we're going to try to go both directions. I did an inspection on the inside and it only went out downstream towards the street, so that I was unable to make it past a certain spot out in the street that is on public property, or it is the responsibility of Middletown to repair it once it's out there. Just a slight offset in a turn. It's flowing fine, but the camera would not get past it. So what we're doing here is we're going in. Here's the outside clean out. There is the house, and we're going back in towards the house upstream so we can inspect the inside stuff. We're looking for structural issues, or roots, blockages, stuff like that. The house has had a previous backup, so this is all clay, which is normal for the age of the house. And we should be going into the cast iron here shortly, which means we are inside the house. Hopefully we have the flow line. We're at the same flow line, because sometimes it'll jump. There is the section where, there we go. So we were able to make it into the cast iron, which is good. So this is the interior part. This is the clean out that we just came into. I knocked that rust loose when I was putting the camera in. There's just some buildup where a Y comes in, probably for that floor drain there. Cast iron is kind of tough to age. This does look pretty clean and for cast iron, but it always looks ugly because it rusts, and so there's really no telling what kind of life the pipe has left in it. Just because of that, it can rust from, it can be thin and not know it, or this could be half an inch thick still. But this all looks pretty good for its age. You can see how it kind of wears away a channel in the rust. That's normal also. So turn to the right. And sometimes you'll run into this stuff. I'm pushing upstream, so sometimes I will push stuff up. And here we are. We are actually all the way back. We are going vertical. You can see on the bottom left hand, it's about 50 degrees. That's where I'm heading, straight up into the stack in the very rear, like right side of the basement. And so that's all I'm able to inspect. But everything looked good on the cast iron on the inside. I mean, there's some goo buildup, but everything looks normal. I don't see any indications. If you look at the flow line on the sides of the pipe, you don't see anything, built up on the top of the pipe, which is a good sign that it hasn't backed up on that point. Don't see any structural issues. I haven't seen any holes or anything. So now we are back on the exterior pipe. This is the clay, which we've already looked at, and this all looked good. And then we'll be coming into where they did a repair here. And added this clean out. And I believe this is probably where the issue was that caused the backup. Reported by the previous homeowner. And here we are in the vertical part of the clean out. So I'm going to pull the camera back out. I'm going to put a standoff on this, and then I'm going to push it downstream out towards the main, and that way we can get a look at hopefully get past that little turn. So I'm going to pause the video here for a second. Okay, so now we're going to try to go down, go out towards the street. There we go. We are now going downstream. This time we have that standoff on the camera, and hopefully this little ball here will help it make this turn right there. But it may not. Got it. Okay. So we were able to make that turn. We'll be able to see that a little better on the back side. And again, this is all on city property. But now we got goo on the front of the camera from hitting that side. So hopefully we'll be able to dip this down into the main, which is right here. And we'll be able to get a little. Well, maybe not. There we go. Okay. So you can see we were in the main. We dropped in there. Now we'll be able to see on the way back. It actually looks like this is concrete from here. Looks like maybe a backup from here. What could have happened is there could have been a backup of the main and backed up into the house, because you can see all the stuff on the top of the pipe there, and that looks like dried material from a backup. In any case, that would have been the city's issue, and here we are back at that turn that we made. And so that would indicate that where they made that turn to go out towards the main, from there out is where the backup started. So this could have been a main backup, and this clean out could have been put in by the city of Middletown. But they don't have those records or the knowledge apparently. But the line looked really good. There was that section right past the curb, obviously, that had that the turn, which, you know, it looked like a slight separation, but that was just because of the way they rotated that line to make the turn. It's kind of how they would do it a lot of times with clay. And so I don't foresee that being an issue, but it will be noted on the report, and obviously noted here. So I didn't see any obstructions. I didn't see any structural issues as far as things that look like it would be causing a backup, and it did look like maybe the backup was caused from the main, from the evidence on the top of the pipe there, where it looked like it had backed up even in the lateral, even maybe from the tap. So everything looked good. I don't see any reason for there to be future issues, or at least from what I can see at the time of the inspection. So that'll end the inspection at 200 Garfield Street in Middletown, Ohio.